Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a s, hissing with a s. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a s, hissing with a s. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time.
Hello everyone, how are we doing? I don't even know what day it is, but it was a good day, a good productive day for me at work. And then also some good stuff with the guild. Yesterday we had the stream on Uplift, which went really, really well. The Corey and Jimmy from Uplift are some really, really nice guys, and they sort of get what we're trying to do with the community aspect. So I'm really, really happy with how the stream went, and very excited for Uplift World now, and our Suplift token. We did a great job getting some land in that game, and I'm really excited. Uh, so I'm just it was just like, oh, yesterday was such a nice day of just having a break from. I know there's been a lot of back and forth over like whether people wanted to do the merger or not on like the voting. It kind of brings up a lot of debate. Sometimes the debate gets quite strong. It's always good to have a debate, but it's always good to take a break, and so that we're not always just constantly like arguing with each other. And just what I would say is that if you are unhappy with how things are going, you could always feel free to DM me and we can discuss. You can also put it in the land ownership discussion channel. Just make sure when you're talking to one another that you show each other respect, and you don't resort to insults or anything like that. I know that everyone's passionate about this, but I just wanted to say that, especially because there's going to be some disagreements between people of what lands we buy with this fund, and I just want to just treat everyone with respect and be nice to one another. But keep putting your criticism forward. I'm not saying at all that if you've got valid points to make, you put them in. And don't ever hate on someone for going against the status quo and trying to draw attention to things that may be wrong or maybe that haven't been thought of. So yeah, don't just always follow the crowd. Just um, have a think about people's feelings and things before you respond. Because again, part of the voting is good. We could all have our say, but then when these votes come out, and then people are like, "Whoa, why did you not vote for what I voted for?" And and then in your head you're like, "Well, you're one of those people that voted no. You're a non-believer." I don't want it to be silly like that. So, you know, just like the vast majority of people are okay. Some people, some people were pretty angry. I'm not gonna lie, but some people were very angry about the budget and said some things to me. But that's okay. Unfortunately, you can't please everyone all of the time. But that's just it. That's just part of what I signed up for with with the group. But yeah, I'm glad to be here on another day streaming to you all. Lots of interested people in what we're doing, and the interest is only going to increase from here on out. So things are only going to get a bit crazier than here, and it's just about how do we keep the community aspect and um not we still want to grow, but we need to be careful because um it's all about helping people. For me, it is all about helping people, and that may involve some decisions being made that are for the overall good of the community and not profit. As bad as that sounds, if you're investing your money, then I'm just saying that like that's how I am. That's how it is. I see this as a way to help people. So give away the tools, the tool loaning system to help people. Um, that there's always going to be a portion of the guild funds spent to helping people. Like that's just how it is. And if you don't like it, then um, then I would suggest finding somewhere that is maybe more financially focused. I'm not saying that, that I'm going to lose people money. I'm definitely not. I think all of our value will increase, but it just gets me a bit down when everyone's just constantly DMing me about like, oh, well, we need to make more money here, or we need to accept more investment here, and like, this all started with a way of trying to help people, and we all want to own the land together. So I just want to make sure that we don't get away from that, and that's yesterday was very important for me talking with the Uplift guys, because they've got the exact same vision around accessibility to everyone, and community, and that's the most important thing. So let's just get started. Enough of me having a little moan. So what we'll do is we will log into the big baller account. This is the wrong one. Bollocks! I need to do the right one. Need to change over to right. So if I log out there, I'll log out in again. Don't know if any of you were watching the AMA with Michael Yates, but they directly talked about our tool loaning system, which is pretty exciting. I was a bit nervous when I hear him announcing to the masses what we're doing, but it's good. It's good. I don't think anyone's going to really be able to do what we're doing with it, so I think it's fine. But it was very it was nice to see it talked about on stream, is that we are clearly, we are some of the people innovating. So that was pretty cool getting that mentioned on the stream. And, he directly talked about Izzy messaging him about this whole solution. So there's some other things that he talked about on the stream that he announced, that staking is going to play a part in mining. So he didn't say how, but what I would recommend is that people do start staking as they're mining, because he's hinted heavily at some features to do with staking. So he's going to be important. So stake what you can to Neuron is my preference, or stake it to whatever planet you're mining on. But you're going to get that benefit eventually, and also it helps build you towards that level where you're able to vote in the election. I mean, which I'm hoping they're going to decrease the threshold for voting for the election, because I think it's a bit unfair that you would need 500 trillion to vote, and I think 500 trillion staked is a lot. So I'm hoping that they will decrease the thresholds for that. But and I'm just trying to think if he mentioned anything else interesting that I should bring up. I didn't watch all of it because I was having my dinner, but I'll probably go back and have a watch of it. The tool shining is coming. The tool shining is coming, I think on the 21st, a week from now, or is it the 18th? Might be the 18th. And the tool shining is now cheaper. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper. So I think 100 trillion was the lowest cost. So we will do the maths as always. I will reach out to the man, the myth, the legend, Shrimp Baguette, and we'll get his official thoughts on whether shining would be worth it in any situation. So that'll be a task that I'm going to set him, and that's the advantage of being part of the guild, is that we've got all these great people that if you don't understand something, someone will, and someone will work it out. And right now, that man is probably going to be Shrimp Baguette. So I'll have to ask him. I have to ask him the hard questions a lot and get what do the numbers say. So that'll be an interesting one. Yes. Well, like I said, look, we got 250 G's in the bank, 250 bags ready to spend, and I could accidentally click one of these and just buy one. So I will be careful where I'm clicking. and I just want to show you what the sort of going rate for lowest price land is at the moment. It's around 55,000 wax. So if just to do some simple maths, and I'll just add up what the cheapest ones. I know probably no one would want to buy 4 tree forests as much as we like saving the planet. Buying 4 tree forests probably is not the thing to do, but I'm just going to show you. 55,499 plus 55,800 plus 56,122 equals 222,000. So we would have 28,000 wax to spare to go on a big bender, a big night out, at a relic's house and we'll all drink Polish vodka and get absolutely smashed. No, but yeah, so that we could afford 4 of the cheapest lands. So I'm just going to make a note of things as we go along, and I'm not even going to make this I'm not going to make it an official option unless we really need to. But what I'm just going to say is that you could buy 4 cheapest lands, and you could buy that for wax. And it means that so if the detail is 587 a week, which that's my sort of thing where until it's around 600, I'm just gonna see. I always like to be cautious with my estimations. So like, you know, if you buy 4 lands. What is going on? Someone please tell me what's going on with my computer. Let's do that. Right. So you got the detail per week. That would 4 lands would give you 4 lands. And that'd be the absolute cheapest. And it would be 4 lands and don't care where. Don't care where. Then, if you look at Neuron, because we want our focus to be Neuron, because we feel like we can make the biggest impact there, get on to the government. So we've got, if we bought the 4 cheapest lands, I don't think we would be able to afford the 4 cheapest lands on Neuron, just because of the type of lands they are, the more expensive they are. So plus 65,000 plus 69,999 plus 79,987. You know, that's a bit out of our budget. That's 22,000, 23,000 wax outside of our budget. So we couldn't just simply buy 4 lands on the ROM. What we probably have to do is, so I'm just going to make a note of that. So if it was like before lands Neuron, that would cost us so there we go. It means we can't afford the 4 lands on Neuron. But also, you would probably think to yourself, like, is it worth paying 10,000 more wax for Icy Mountain? And these are the difficult questions. So again, you got to think, well, we definitely want varied types of lands, but is that really a good price? And I don't know. So another one that that's worth mentioning is Sandy Coastline. So So I'm just going to do Sandy Coastline has been talked about as an option. We talked back and forth a lot about it, and it is it's the best NFT efficient land, and it's a very good TLM efficient land. So it's overall the best efficient land in the game. However, the cost of that is a lot. So what I'm going to do actually makes sense just to total cost, and option number one. I'm just thinking how I best do this. I'll make it a running total. But essentially, Sandy Coastline, that costs. What I might do is I just might move these down a bit, makes it a bit easier, give us a bit more space. And then you've got 120,000. So if what you could do is you could have Sandy Coastline, and then you could have Sandy Desert on the run, because we want the run lands. So you could have the sandy duo. You could have a Sandy Desert. We'll have sand for days. We'll have a beach party, and oh great, place that in. And if you were to just take the cheapest one, or this one, because this one has a good amount of people mining on it, but you could just do an icy desert. Well, first of all, what I'll just do is I'll just sort of see, like, well, that plus that, and then so you'd have 72,000 wax left to spend, and that would get you like, it'd get you a good land, or it would just get you like any of the lands around these levels. So like an icy desert or a mountains. Let's just say mountains, and that would be let's just call it 70,000, and then the total cost for that would be so right on the money. It would be 248,000 wax, and you would get best land in the game stats wise. Okay, it's a lot more expensive than other lands. Good for new players because they've got the chance of digging up the NFTs, and you know it's definitely a premium land. So it's like the premium option. So it's like probably so it's 3 lands. And then, okay, so we've got 4 lands on the run. That's too expensive. But if we were to just simply add up the cheapest lands, or maybe people would want a rocky crater, because if you don't go down the sandy desert route, the next best NFT on the run that we could get is rocky crater. That's 83,000 wax. So if we were to go 3 lands in the run, and we could just do I just want to put up loads of different combos here, and then what I'll do is I'll take breaks and take questions and comments from people, because none of this is finalized yet, but I just want to give people all the options before we sort of think, well, what are going to be the options that end up getting forward on. So 3 options in the run. We've got the 58,000 sandy desert. Maybe we throw in rocky crater. We go rocky crater. That would be 83,500. And then maybe you would also, maybe people would want a different series of lands. So you go 80,000 icy mountains, and what you end up here is you get 3 lands on the run: TLM efficient land, icy mountains; NFT efficient land, rocky crater; and the cheap, good value land on the run. And what's the total of that? Let's find out. So 221,500. Now what you could do is you could do a variation of that. So let's if we were to in fact that wouldn't work. Yeah, because or would it? Would it work? Let's just see actually. I just want to do one more variation. So if we just take all what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to stop for some questions and comments. So I'm going to call it neuron variation. And so probably what you would do is you would take the cheapest ones that you could find, right? So that's 65,000, and that is icy desert. And then maybe so mountains is 70,000, say. Right, and then you've got equals some. So you've got 193,000, right? So then how much have we got surplus? Well, we've got that minus that. So we've got 57,000 wax, and it's not enough to buy another neuron land because they don't. However, it's enough to get anything for 57,000 here. So it could be a tree forest. Or what I would maybe say to people, if they wanted to go down this route, is what I would maybe say is that the grassland is there at 60,000 wax, and although it would take us over, I think what I would do is I would just cover the difference and not take anything else. Because if we were to do it like this, I would probably say that it makes sense to take this one because of the no charge time, and it's definitely very good value. So we could do a grassland, and it's 60,000, and it's a very good efficient land. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to bring up the because people like to see the efficiency. And I'm just going to simply take that, and I'm just going to bang it into a new. Can I just put it in there? Oh, it did not like me doing that. Come on. Copy. Did not like me doing that. So you can see that grassland is the next best thing on total efficiency. Now, the thing, like I said, the thing is that at some point people are going to want the sandy coastline, so it's definitely got to be in the conversation, even though you're getting one less land. It will work very well with our two loading solution, but however, the option I've just presented to you is certainly a very strong option if you don't care necessarily about the land types on the run, because You can get Sandy Desert. You can get a Rocky Crater, which is a slight improvement on the NFT. Maybe a bit expensive, but I don't know. But it's still or on this one actually, I've not included the Rocky Crater. It would be Sandy Desert, Icy Desert, Mountains, and Grassland. And Grassland. Oh, Grassland has the same NFT efficiency as Rocky Crater. That's what I mean. Sorry, that was what I was trying to say. Is that like it's pretty good out of the options for NFT. So it's not 100% efficient like Sandy Coastline, but it's there. So that's what I was going to say. Is that it would be 193,000 for that. However, if we extended that to, there'd be a 3,000 surplus, and I'm sure people would happily put in more, but then people always scream at me dilution, dilution, dilution. And to be honest, what I would probably do is I would just put the 3,000 wax in so that people just don't DM me and cry and cry and cry and cry, and we can all just be happy. I won't take any more shares. We'll all live happily ever after, and we could have 4 lands. Because I hate having the dilution conversation. I know it's an important conversation to have, but people don't seem to be able to get around the fact that, like, if a business is more valuable or if a group is more valuable, then does the percentage of your share decreasing matter? And that's been a sticking point. I've had literally so many DMs about this, but this is what. So rather than just offer it to the people as more shares, I would just save myself a headache and save myself 2 years of my life expectancy, and I would just call it right. 3,000 surplus. I'll just put it in, and who cares? Right, let's get to some questions. Because I've been droning on. You could put up 3K and after take from details. The land pays for itself. Yeah, you could do that. That's a smart way of thinking. How about geothermal? We'll look at the price of geothermal. You must do special copying in Excel. I'm tired and my Excel skills are pretty bad, but I just wanted to do something quick and dirty. You should have a volcano area. Yeah, I would like one. However, the volcanoes are very expensive at the moment. So the next time that one pops up though for like a good price, I definitely think having a volcano, maybe not for this one, but maybe for the next one, I would maybe say that we want an option for people like the last mine or the first mine in the morning. You can set your bag and you can do that. So it's always good to have a volcano. But I know we are developing a CPU solution, but in the interim, or maybe there's always going to be a need for people that couldn't get onto that solution. Who knows? And that having that volcano could be a good option. So yeah, like I said, that grassland is particularly nicely priced for its stats, and we would still end up with 3 on the run. They might not be the greatest lands ever, but the only thing is that it would be 2 types that we already have. It'd be an icy desert we have and a mountains we have, and I don't know. Maybe we do need to spread up with some variety. So it's hard to say what is one way or the other. But to be honest, it's definitely. I think I would put it. I'll put it into the options provisionally, and I might change my mind later. Right, let's have some more questions. Sammy, do you think the crypto bull run will end soon, or will Bitcoin go? I have no idea, mate. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know really anything about investing. I just know about NFTs, and I know about this game, and I like NFTs. So for me, if you're unsure of what to do, invest in stuff you know you're going to use. So I invest in NFTs because that is what I'm doing at the moment, and they hold value. They sometimes increase in value, and I'm using them every day. So I do have crypto, but I just prefer to use NFTs. What's the current price on a land pack? Yep, let's go and have a look, because you've got to actually consider the land pack if the prices are good. So we can't know for sure unless we know what the price is. So let's have a look and go out at land pack. So it's 65,000 trillium. It's a bit annoying because we've just literally converted from trillium, but trillium price is down though. So if you do 0.3522 times 65,000. Well, that's not a good deal then. Why does that show first then? I literally sorted it by price low to high. How is that price lower than that one? You see, this is what I mean, right? Actually, so guys, like land pack might be in back in the conversation, because if I'm putting in Icy Mountains at 80,000 trillium as an option, then a land pack has more value in it for the same price. Because if it's 80,000, 80,000, yes, you get a good land, but if you open a land pack, you get 8 cards, one of which is a land, and you get 7 cards that we could just immediately sell and agree that goes back to the shareholders. And you get a bonus amount of trillium. So if you get good land, the only risk though is that obviously you could end up with something that was worth a lot less than Icy Mountains. So you could end up with, instead of something that's worth 80,000 wax, you could end up with something that's worth 58,000 wax, 55,000 wax. So you could lose money. So but that's the thing, it's a gamble. But the price is not that unreasonable if you think about it, because like Icy Mountains is not like that exciting. It's a good, efficient land, but you don't feel great about purchasing at 80,000 wax. You're like, okay. But if you opened a land pack, you could get something better than that. You could get something worse. But it's like it's more of a calculated risk now. Because I feel like some of the land, you have to think of, is it really worth paying 83,500 for a rocky crater because it's on the run? So, like I said though, what I'm going to do, if I'm going to cancel that, press escape, and I'm just going to put a little bit of in there. So I was just to take, I don't know why I decided to do this the other way around. Only I will know. But I've done it like this, and I know it looks bad, but I am tired. So that's the way we're doing it. Equals. Right, okay. So I think it's a pretty steady option. You could maybe alter what you wanted to be in here. And maybe fundraise a bit more, but like I said, they're not exciting. We've already got them, but they're okay priced and they're on the run, which is what we want. Right, let's go back to some questions and comments. No, Sammy, you looking into TLM and what? I don't. I know that's what I'm saying though. It's listed as the lowest price and it's not. But there is one for listed at a good price in wax. Yeah, I would never buy a pack for TLM. Can you explain on getting to the government works and why it's beneficial? What are the long-term advantages? So, in order to get onto the government, you need. Well, I'll cover it in a bit. I will cover it in a bit because I want to answer some more questions before I just dive back straight into talking because people have got questions. Are there any legendary lands in packs or just epic? There are still some legendary available, I think. I'd rather we keep pack purchase as an option for the guild fund. Yeah, I would agree. Like it might not be the play, but it's more reasonable than when we previously discussed it. That's why I present all options. Additionally, one of the advantages from choosing packs would have been not converting to wax. We already did, so that one advantage is already lost. Yeah, but the thing is the price that they're listing for in Trillium is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. What is the difference in land rarities? We don't know yet. We just don't know. That's another option actually. If people like the fact that we've already got one in, we've already got a rare rocky coastline which we got for a good price. We have my epic mountains that's been integrated to the guild fund, which is now everyone's. So we've got an epic, we've got a rare. If you want to continue down this path, there is a tree forest for 100,000 wax, which is rare. However, it's a tree forest, and tree forest is just not very good. But if an announcement were to come out about land rating and how your detail income is affected by land rating, suddenly, or it would be cheaper to upgrade a rare land, we would be in a very good position because we could increase our detail payments. There'd be a lot of people thinking, fuck, I need to go and buy rare lands now. So the problem is we don't have any data. We already do have a rare land though, and we already do have an epic land, so we're kind of covered in that aspect. But if people are interested, then that rare tree forest is a cheap option on their own. So the current detail, you can just take it as 587 trillion per week. Like, just take that as a good. The last payment is a bit misleading because I think it was 8 days and not 7. So in your heads, guys, just take 587 trillion as a week. Because when I've been like, you see some consistency there. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less, but I think that's just because of how many days it is. So for now, all lands get the same detail. However, when land quality or land rating comes into play, you will get more or less detail depending on your land rating. However, we have no idea what land rating is, and it's not currently a feature in the game. A land pack fund would mean separating on. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't need to be separating it. We could just vote as a guild to say that with our land income, the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to do a land pack. Like, so there would be no separated ownership. It would just be, we would come together and decide, you know what, we've already got 10 lands, 11 lands, 12 lands. Let's do a land pack just because we're ballers and all of our lands are pulling in all the income. Yeah, so 20% of the income of all our land now will go to buy more land. Okay, so I'll talk about the government now because there's a bit of a lull in people's questions, and I'll come back. So anyone can go on to, if you're interested, you can go on to council.alienworlds, and the one that we're probably interested in is Neuron. So let me just put this in the chat. You guys can have. I can't chat. I can't put anything in the chat. It's not letting me. Okay, yeah, my Streamlabs is all messed up, so I can't put it in the chat. But you can just go to council.alienworlds.io and you can do it. So to become a candidate, you need to lock in. So I'm just logged in with my account, and you can. It says 5,000 Neuron tokens will be locked once registered. You put in a little thing, you put in an image, first name, last name, submit profile, and you're in the running. You know. So let's have a look at the candidates. We've got Nathan for Neuron. We've got Ted, who seems to work for Alien Worlds. Sir Snorfkin, Nat Daddy, who owns a lot of land on Neuron. We've got Coneman, Crouton, USA Michael. Some people, familiar names like Anders, where you can watch his videos. Any Observation does really good YouTube videos. But you can see here that there's not these are not like a guild. And most of these people are on multiple planets, so there's no like one big guild that's focusing on their own, which is why we're here. So there's a lot of individuals, and some of them have some good money. Probably own quite a bit of land. However, what they don't have is our community, which is why I think that we are in. We've got a good chance on this planet. And so right now you lock up 5,000 Neuron tokens to stand for government, and the way that you do that is you stake 5,000 to Neuron. Now I have 5,000 staked because I used all of my Our Planet funds that I get every week, and I bought some more Trillium last night. So I'm gonna look into maybe just getting the Sammy Snake community up here, because I want to get the name out, because I want to get people to know that it's it. And we want 3 candidates from the community, but I want to get this Sammy Snake community one, get the snake. And also, so I just want to show you a little. I wonder if I can show you like a little. Shout out to Turn a Blade. We're maybe gonna have like a little logo that I can put up on the page with the old shovel can change everything, which I really love. Shout out to Zika for coming up with a shovel can change everything. He claims that I said it, but I can't actually remember saying it. But so we've got like a high quality image of the snake, and I'm hoping to just get that up there, and so people can see. It's about getting the name out, and then I've been typing up some like campaign notes, like manifesto, and probably what I'll do is I get people from the community to like read it and edit it and stuff, so it looks good. I can just have a look at what other people are doing. So it says, if I'm elected, I plan to, and this is all the stuff they're doing. Some people are going for endorsements. I don't really care about being endorsed by anyone, because it's literally meaningless. Like I said, it's not an old boy. Like Alien Worlds, some of the time it seems to be like an old boys club. If you were there in December, if you're in some of these guilds, everyone's very pally with each other. They don't like when a new people come along. They're like, who are these people? And I'm not really interested in that. So I don't think I'll be asking anyone for endorsements. I think they should be worried, because the rate that we're growing and the stuff that we're doing, I think we're on the right path. So we'll probably get this Sammy Snake up here in lights, and hopefully then we'll get the other people from the community that want to stand up, or maybe do a vote on who people want from the community to stand. But there will at least be a Sammy Snake community one, which will be my slot. But effectively, I think I'll be using that as a community slot. So, but it's just the brand, I guess. As stupid as that sounds. Okay. Yep, so Isaiah is looking to run as well. and we want to get as many people on the council as possible. And what that'll allow us to do is you can make decisions as to what the income that the planet gets. So staking on the planet gives you votes. It gives you neuron tokens that you can use to vote. You need, when you reach 500 neuron, so 500 trillium staked in neuron, that the current rules will give you 3 votes in the election. So you will be able to vote for 3 candidates on that page. And the idea is that we would have 3 candidates, and as many people from our guild as possible would have the 500 neuron staked, and we could vote and get them all on. And can you stake back at any time? It takes 3 days to unstake, and you get your trillion back. I don't yet know how the voting system works in whether you get your... I would imagine that you would still get your trillion back even when you voted. When will voting happen? We don't know, but I want in the next couple of weeks to get all of our candidates up there, because I'm worried about any sudden deadline that could come. Is it 3 votes per user, or is it 3 votes per 500 staked? I believe it's 3 votes per user that has 500 staked. However, they have announced incredibly little information, and this has been from me watching interviews and reading articles that I notice. I wonder if staking will bring some incentives other than voting. It will do. Michael Yates on his AMA stream about an hour ago said that. Isn't there a stipulation rule about elected custodians may not be able to choose to take action that benefits those that stake the planet? How would that apply to having... there are effectively no rules. They said if you want to, you can all just pay yourself a big salary on the government. Which is why I'm very worried, actually, because I don't want people with lots of money and lots of land getting onto the government and just having a big jolly and not actually doing things to improve things. So that's why we're pushing this so much, is we want to have a say. And it's not just going to be a big jolly, and we're going to build stuff. Like, we want people, ideally, we want enough representation on the government that we can shoot down stupid ideas like that they're going to screw the guild or screw the other people on the planet. That's effectively why we want 3 people on the government. Ideally, there would be like either 2 or 3, and then 3 other reasonable human beings on the government, and we could talk about things and make sure that nothing stupid's getting done. However, you just don't know. You just don't know who's going to end up in government, and the way the system it is at the moment is, if you've got 500 trillion staked, you can vote. So, it's kind of just like real life, in that you could just send all of your massive and millions of trillium you get every week to loads of people and then just vote you in. So there will, you can't get away from the fact that there's going to be some whales on the government. I don't particularly like the current system, but I can't criticize too much because I just don't know how it's going to work. Like, they've released barely any information about it, so... Okay. So, does anyone have any more questions about or should we go back and start looking at the lands again? Yeah, so the elections will be, I think the elections will be like every couple of weeks, but the people on the government can literally change it to make it so that it's like every 6 months. What was the planet you had in mind for the council? It is Neron. Neron is the best place for us. Unrelated question, is there still money to be made in our planet? If you can get yourself whitelisted and on the sale, then yes. If you're otherwise, unless you're in it early, no, it's not very good for making money. Maybe it would be possible to buy out government seats so that our fund could buy all the seats on the run. We do have a governance fund that people can donate to by buying Sammy Snake NFTs. However, I've not considered doing a large scale fundraiser for it. If there is enough appetite for it, I will certainly do it. But the problem is that you're not directly getting that money back, or maybe like what you're actually just better off doing, guys, is don't donate it to us. Just buy yourself 500 trillium and stake it yourself. So you hold on to it. It's staked to you. You'll get the benefits in the future of it being staked, and you'll get a vote in the election. So I know 500 trillion is a lot of money, and most of the people are not going to be able to do it. But if you do have it, if you do have that and you really feel passionate about it, then get yourself 500 trillion somehow and make sure you vote in the election. Because, like I said, it's an exciting part of the game, and you don't want people on there that could be doing strange things. Yeah, so if the price is falling right now, then I personally took the price falling as a signal to buy up Trillium. So I've been buying Trillium, and definitely want to get something in this election. Okay, so let's go back. This is a bit too far, so I'm just gonna. So I'm just going to go back to the lands. And if you wanted, so this is another thing that I wanted to show people, is that if you think that rarity is going to be a factor, then there's a tree forest on the. So what, I don't know if I'll make this an official option, but what I'll do is I'll just put. Right, I'll just put a little thing to say, right. And we've got tree forest on the run. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put rare. I guess I'll just tree. It doesn't really matter. Put the full thing in. That's 100 bags. And then what you've also got is you've got an epic dormant volcano on the run. So, not the greatest use of your money, but like in terms of detail efficiency. However, it would be something to put out there, because if it turns out that land rating is directly linked to rarity, then you've got an epic and a rare for a decent price. Joe, I'm just going to make this 100. It annoys me when the numbers are like. And you've got that for 230,000. Or what you could do is, if we were just talking about their own lands, is you could just do 100,000 plus 58,000 plus 65,000, or minus the 65,000, and maybe you give up more value and you go for like plus 83,500. Yeah, so you could get a rocky crater as well. So you could have. I don't know. The thing is like if you were doing, I just don't know why you would do that, because We just don't know anything about confirmed about the rarity. So if you were going to do that, you would probably just go for buy 3 lands and make one of them a sandy coastline. Let's get some questions. Oh, God damn it. I pressed the wrong thing. I'll just cover what I was doing. I just said, if you wanted to go down the route of banking big on rare and epic lands, you could buy a rare tree forest on the run and an epic dormant volcano on the run for 230,000 wax. And then the other thing I was showing you is if you wanted to do if you could get a tree, what you could do is you could get the rare tree forest, you could get the sandy desert, and you could get the rocky crater for 241,000. But then I was gonna say, if you were gonna do that and agree to spend 100,000 on the tree forest, which we know is a bad land, but we know it's rare, you would probably just say to yourself, look, sandy coastline's there. It is the most efficient land in the game. The current best NFT land we've got is Rocky Desert at 79% efficiency. So it's a 21% efficiency upgrade on what we currently have, and it's the most efficient land in the game. So there is definitely a case to be made for sandy coastline. So where are people's thoughts lying at the moment? Yeah, you'll send your voting tokens in the same way. The contract's already done, but I wanted to do a stream and talk through with people and give people more of a chance to think about it. So I probably won't actually. I'll probably start the vote tomorrow morning. The thing with geothermal is it's a 7% upgrade in TLM efficiency over what we currently have, and it's for that 7% you need to pay $20,000 more. In the light of the current NFT's droughts, I'm not sure that Sandy Coastline has the same value. I would lean towards Icy Desert. Yeah, better to just go for maximum detail. There's no right or wrong answers here, guys. This is the fun of it. So you just get to vote on what you think's best. So, like I said, that's why I presented that 3 land option to the 4 land option to you with the grassland, because you get a improvement in your grassland is it's the second most efficient land in the game at a good price. You get 3 good value Neuron lands. Okay, they're not exciting. 2 of them we've already have, but you get 1 that we don't already have, but you get that detail payment. So, it's a difficult choice. I'll tell you that. It's a difficult one. The thing to remember is Michael announced on the stream that there's going to be a lot more NFT drops, because there's going to be not just the current set of items in the game. There's going to be a lot more items in the game. So the NFT, the 100% NFT efficiency could play a factor. He literally said that on stream, is that there's going to be lots of different things dug up. So But you could always just say that, hey, let's do it on the next one, or let's do it on the next one. However, there's only one sandy coastline on the market for a decent price. And if that one were to go, you don't know when you would be able to buy a sandy coastline at a reasonable price again. You don't have that certainty. So this is why it makes it so difficult. Where's the Sammy Snakey emoji on this chat? I haven't actually put any custom emojis. I think I have a sub button now. I think I filled out some forms so I could have my own emojis and stuff. But I think I don't know if that gives me a sub button. No, please don't sub though, because you're literally just giving Twitch money, and then the rest if you wanted to donate money, donate it to the governance fund. So please don't sub. Oh, Mermont already subbed. God damn it, Mermont. He couldn't resist. Well, thank you very much, for giving Twitch money. But yeah, if you do, don't sub, guys. Just give money to the government fund if you want to donate money, because that helps us as a guild. No, but the thing is, as well, as if you sub and I buy, no, because then half the money just goes to Twitch. If you just want to just send money to me, just send money into the government fund, or we'll set up a Minecraft fund, scholarship fund for people. The sandy that is available from which planet? Oh, I didn't say what planet it was. It's on Velas. Unfortunately, the sandy coastlines there are very few sandy coastlines on the run, and they're all legendary. Oh, it's a Prime free sub. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, well, I accept Prime subs then, and I'll put the money towards Minecraft. Oh, needed that drink. Yeah, so it's a very difficult decision. Yeah, so it's a tough call. I'm personally not even decided where I'm going to vote. How about Epic, Dom, Volcano on the run, and 2 cheapies on the run? We could do that. We could do the Epic. We could afford the. Let's just do some maths then. Put that as an option. So where does Dormant Volcano is like one of the least efficient lands in the game. However, it's actually not bad if you do explosive builds. But again, it's not very efficient. But like if you had an epic dormant volcano, that's 130,000. So you've got 120,000 for 2 lands. So you could buy up the sandy desert, and you would just be shy of the icy desert. We'd still need, let me just see, 130,000 plus 58,000, 250,000. You see, you'd have 62,000 left in the bank, and you're just, again, you're 3,000 wax shy of it. But you could buy, I could either put the money in, or you could just buy one on another land. But so that would be an epic dormant of a volcano, which is not a great land, but it's epic. But we don't know what epic does. But you could do that way. I can't click today. Have we reached out to landowners on the run if they'd be interested in swapping a land for a different land off profit? I contacted a few people and they thought that I was trying to scam them again, so didn't get very far with that. The problem with cheapy land is there's little value if none of the guild wants to mine on it. True, but it does have that guaranteed detail payment. But that's the thing is, by locking in a very good land like a sandy coastline, then it allows us to build up as much land on the run as we want and just prepare for the future. So you could have a sandy coastline on Veles. You could have your TLM efficient land on the Ron, Icy Desert. We could get one of those, and then we could get another mountains, and or no, the other one would be Sandy Desert, and you would not really have to worry about efficiency anymore because you've got the most efficient land in the game. It's just such a tough decision though, because you could have 4 lands. You could have 3 lands on the Ron that are not that great, that no one really wants to mine on, and then you could have a grassland, which is a good efficient land. I like the idea of the. I mean, so what I would say, like someone made a good point, is we had some commission income stats in land discussion, how many current mines, etc. Those would be good on each idea. So all of the options that I presented to you right now, there is 0 people mining. Like, the only interesting one is the mountains on the Ron has 7,000, 8,000 mines a day at 3% commission. All of them are literal graveyards. There is no one that have been there. What is detail? Detail is the daily trillium allocation to landowners. So, in order to reward people for opening land packs back in the day, they set up a fund dedicated that's 20% of all of the trillium created daily goes to landowners. And it's split up evenly. So, like, you get 587 trillium at the moment per land per week that you own. So if you were to get 4 lands, you would be receiving 2,348 trillium per week. Whereas if you were to buy 3 lands, you would be receiving 1,800 per week. However, if we had a sandy coastline, everyone knows that people would mine on that land. Like, everyone. Because it's a no-brainer. It's like, unless you were like interested in entirely TLM, you would probably just like mine on Sandy Coastline if we were to buy it. So you would probably, like, the commission on that land would probably be good. Plus, it's good to attract new members to the guild. If people join the guild and say, hey, how come you guys don't have a geothermals or a sandy coastline? That's another factor that that you can consider. Detail is not different depending on which planet, it's just the same. I've been thinking that low commission rates are actually able to pull more miners and make a bigger profit. I very much doubt that. Like, the thing is if you were to decrease your commission from 20% to 10%, double the amount of people need to mine there, right? And there are people in the game that are offering 0% commission. So if you try to compete on commission, you're going to lose. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, there is literally someone that owns all the land types in the game and sets it at 0% commission. So, Sammy, would it be possible to buy grassland and sandy coastline? It is possible, but you would be buying 2 lands on 2 different planets that are not the Ron. I don't see the point in buying grassland if you buy sandy coastline, because they kind of do similar things in that they're very efficient lands, and that no one would mine on grassland if you had sandy coastline, because effectively sandy coastline is just better. Like it just there's a yeah. So my point about commission is that if you were to lower if you were to lower the commission from 20% to 5%, you need 4 times as many miners to make the same income. Whereas I just feel like we all just are here paying 20% because we believe in the community and the value that the Discord server brings. Like, where else can you get that type of in-depth knowledge about build guides? Where else are you going to be able to loan tools, any tool in the game? Where else are you going to get free CPU? And we charge a premium for it. I don't apologize for it. I just say that we're going to use the revenue for good. I don't apologize for having 20% commission, because I'm saying, look, I can't compete with people on commission, so I'm not going to. And that's kind of how I see the game. All right, sandy coastline and 3 lands on the run would be the best solution. Unfortunately, we just can't quite afford it. So, and the problem with release, like any time that I say we're going to take in more funding, people just scream dilution. And so I don't know a fair way to calculate who would get to buy into the shares that for that 25,000 wax that we would need to buy sandy coastline and 3. Yeah. I mean, there's loads of stuff that's going to draw. The main thing is that the tool loaning and the CPU is going to attract people to our lands. We're not going to have any problem attracting people to the lands. So that's the thing is that I don't know. It's such a tough call. So, like I said, there's going to be a split, and I just don't know. I would really like a sandy coastline, if I'm honest. I really like the idea of new players finding NFTs and working their way up. It would be nice to have a premium land, and then we can just relax and buy up all the other ones in the next fundraiser. We can still get 2 lands on the run if we get the sandy coastline. However, from purely a detail perspective, you could get 3 lands on the run, and you could get a grassland, which is a good efficient land. In terms of how the voting is going to work, because people are asking, is so Snakey lands 2. There's going to be a land, and there's going to be some options that I will officially present. Option 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would send your vote BBB tokens to this address, and you would put just put the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the memo. So like I said, don't do it now because I've not put the options. People love to send all the tokens around all over the place. Don't do that yet. But you would just put 1, 2, 3, 4 in the memo, depending on what option I put up. The problem, I just not put up the options because it's just too difficult. It's just so difficult to choose. How do we choose, guys? I don't know how we choose. So I just wanted to stream about it, give people a chance to watch the stream, listen to all the information, and then I'll start the vote probably. But I mean, these 2 options I think are going to be on the vote. They're going to be on the ballot. And what I want to do is for the other 2 options, I want people to, right after the stream, put what they think in. and then we'll review all the options, and then I will officially say what the options in the vote are going to be, and we'll start the vote, because I don't want to rush it, but I want to get the lands purchased, hopefully by the end of tomorrow or Saturday. I want to make sure people get. We need to get the detail payment, so we need to have the lands bought. Okay, so let's go back to any questions on the stream. Would additional commission for more miners on sandy coastline be more than less than the additional detail on the shitty land? So even that sandy coastline that we could buy, there is no one mining there. There's literally no one mining on that sandy coastline. So we don't get the benefit of bringing more miners in. There's just no one there. What's the total commission of Icy Desert for a week on average? Again, on that Icy Desert that I showed you, there is no one there. It is negligible. The only one that has people on it is the mountains, and it's got 7,000 mines a day at 3% commission. And if you were to move the commission up, you would probably lose all those people anyway. But I think that the way that I see it is, if I woke up tomorrow, I can show my Icy Desert stats in a bit, right? The way I see it, guys, right, and maybe not. This is not the best logic, but the way I see it is, if I woke up tomorrow and that sandy coastline had been bought, and I could not, if I had that option taken away from me, I would be very disappointed. Like, that's the way I'm thinking right now, is that if I check it every day to check if it's still there, and if I woke up tomorrow and it was gone, and that I wasn't able to buy the sandy coastline for people anymore unless we pay a ridiculous price, then that's when I would be really, really annoyed. So that's the problem, is that's, yeah, but you're giving up that guaranteed detail payment, and that's why it's so difficult. I don't know. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Is that the way I see it is, there's only 3 on the market. There's only one for a price that's reasonable. It's a good price, and we could buy that, and we would just be done with it. And that's the thing. Dragon makes a good point. We'd rather have more land, which we know that guarantees us money for years, rather than the chance of NFTs getting nerfed or what have you. And that's why it's so difficult, guys. It's so difficult. But, like I said, you guys get to vote. And bearing in mind, we've got another fundraiser coming up, which probably will be the last for a while, and a large one probably. And that maybe we could buy whatever we don't buy in this one, we could buy in the other one. So maybe you take the option to secure the sandy coastline now and buy as many lands as possible in the next one, or maybe you do the opposite. You say, look, let's be sensible now and get the efficiency, and if the sandy coastline's still there, we'll pick it up in the next one. Or we just ignore it altogether and we say, buy all the lands we can. But like I said, there's a risk. Like, it's an example. I was looking at the geothermal springs on the ROM, and it was a ridiculous price. It was like $88,000. And I was looking at it and I think, one day we'll own that land. And then I woke up the next day and some crazy person spent $88,000 and bought the geothermal springs on the ROM. And I just couldn't believe that someone paid that money for it, but they did. There are people out there buying land, so. So the one last thing I'm going to do, because I said that I was going to show, is people asked about the geothermal springs, and I haven't shown the price of it. The lowest price geothermal springs is on Magor, and it is 200,000 wax. So it's nearly double the price of a sandy coastline, and it's for a 7% jump in efficiency rather than a 21% jump in efficiency. Because sandy coastline you get a big jump for NFT efficiency. Here we already have an icy desert. So let's just see. The mining stats are not good, by the way. In the past, what I've noticed is that I don't know if it's been a CPU thing, but there are just, in general, it's not been a good day yesterday. You can see that the rocky coastline on the Ron is making around 100 commission a day now. And the combination of the three lands on the Sammy Snake 5L account are making 300 commission a day. So there's 12,700 mines on this one. There's 4,700 mines on this one. Okay. So I think I've thrown a lot of information at you. Let's have a think. Let's start a debate in land ownership discussion, and I will, tomorrow morning my time, start the vote. Is there a way to compare the number of mines in the game without having to check them individually? You can go on the stats websites and you can look at all of the land, but I don't know how to cross-reference it with what's actually on the market for sale. So if someone knows how to do that, then that would be helpful. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I can already feel my voice going a bit. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. And I'll put out more information on what we're going to do with the vote. So thanks. A lot of good discussion in the chat. A lot of polite discussion. Thanks, guys, for being very reasonable and debating amongst yourselves. I look forward to it. And I will catch you in a bit.
Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a hissing with a Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a hissing with a Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time.